The CBI Awards are very important. They're very well recognised now, they're very well established, they've been going on for a long time. The recognition factor is very important. And the thing is, these are the only awards that specially recognise books for young people, and that's very important. We can take part in other events and other competitions, but the one that is specifically for us in our profession and in our careers as writers and publishers is the CBI Awards. So they're extremely important to us. It's a very important event in the year.
I have been involved with these awards since, in fact, their inception. I was, in fact, a member of the judging panel on the very first occasion when they came along, and then for the following 4 years I was, in fact, chairperson of the judging panel. And naturally I've kept a very close eye on them since, and have tended to, when given the opportunity, to write features about what I feel about the nominees in any particular year. The most obvious thing to say about their development, about their evolution, is that it is all much more exciting than it used to be for one very basic reason, and it's a very good reason, namely that the quality of the material submitted for adjudication is so much more varied, interesting, and of real quality.
They're the only award that's given solely to children's books in Ireland. In the UK there are dozens of awards for children's books. They get a lot of recognition. Here we're still trying to catch up on that, and writing and illustration are areas where your measure of success is very vague. It's very there's very little concrete, very few concrete ways of measuring success and measuring quality of your work. So for that reason, awards are a way of kind of validating. They're a way of recognising people's effort and the quality. So. And in Ireland, the CBI Book of the Year Awards is the award to get if you're a children's author or illustrator.
As a publisher, the Children's Books Ireland Awards are hugely important. It's a national recognition really for the books that we're publishing. I think it's massively important for the authors themselves. It's a big kind of clap on the back and a reassurance that you're doing the right thing, you're writing amazing books. And especially internationally as well, to be able to say that, yeah, Children's Books Ireland, the organisation in Ireland, have said that this is a book worth reading, that we can bring it to the likes of book fairs, that we can bring it around the world to other readers and say, you know, this is what we have, this is what we made, these are the writers that we have. I think it's a fantastic thing to have.
From a publisher's point of view, the CBI Book Awards are hugely important because the books are judged purely on their merit. This is not a popularity competition. And because of that facilitates new authors and new publishers. The Eilish Dillon Award, for example, is the only award that I know of that recognises the first work by a new author. And that is a really encouraging step up on the ladder for any new authors.
What's important about the CBI Award, the Book of the Year Award, is it represents what's going on in Ireland. When we were in Bologna, there was a big wall in our stall and had lovely illustrations by Chris Houghton, who just won the Illustrators Award. And there was just a wall of beautiful books that had been chosen for the CBI Awards. And people from all over the world were stopping by and looking at those. And they had the stamp of approval from Ireland. They're showing Irish publishers, Irish writers, and importantly to me, Irish illustrators.
I think we're living in a real golden age of picture books and young fiction. And I can only really talk about the year I actually was a judge. But that was a real stellar year. We had Roddy Doyle, Siobhan Parkinson, Paula Layden, and Celine Kiernan, who went on to win. And any one of those could have won. It was just a very, very high standard. And I think that really kind of sent out a real strong message how literature in Ireland is really at the forefront of international literature. It just really showcases the talent that's around in Ireland and it stands up to all the international awards I've been a part of, and I think they're brilliant. And it just gives the public a real kind of insight into what's happening right underneath their noses.
Hello, my name is Oliver Jeffers and I won the Children's Book Ireland Overall Award and the Children's Choice Award this year, 2015. That's really far in the future, but it's and I just want to take a second to talk about what an incredible honour that actually was. I think it's widely considered that the CBI Award is the most prestigious in Ireland, and I've been nominated for it several times, but this is the first time I've actually won it, and it felt like I was joining the ranks of the great, and it was an incredible experience. It's well considered that Ireland is home to some of the greatest literary output in the world. So for the most prestigious award from the home of the greatest literary output in the world, it's a fantastic honour, and it's an award that should keep going. And for whoever this is for whatever it's worth, it's a really big award and probably very expensive to produce. That requires money. So saddle up and donate.
It's fantastic to be here today to represent HarperCollins, as Oliver has won both the Children's Choice Award and the Book of the Year Award, which I know mean a lot to him and also mean a lot to us as UK publishers. Some of our most talented writers and illustrators come from Ireland. It's an amazing pool of talent. The whole process has been a joy to be part of, and thank you. It's so important for authors to get recognition. It's probably the most important thing, because you spend your life sitting at your desk writing in silence, well, maybe not in silence, but certainly in loneliness, and then your book goes out there into the world, and you really need that affirmation to continue to support your writing life and to support your professional career as a writer. So it's terribly important as a writer. It's also very important for publishers because, again, it's a recognition factor, and especially for a small Irish publisher like ourselves.
I think it's very important that they are judged by peers and judged by people who are booksellers and librarians and teachers, and also by the children themselves in the Children's Choice Award. I think it's massively important because the authors need to feel that they're being properly judged by people who know the market, who know all of the other books out there, who know the UK books and the American books as well as the Irish books, and have an idea of what the standard of children's literature should be and what it is in Ireland. So I think it's important because a public vote, it has its place, but I think for something of this calibre, it's very important to have real, proper judges for it.
The Children's Choice Award, part of the Children's Books Ireland Awards, is really interesting from a publisher's point of view, because we get some very interesting feedback from children about what they like and how they reacted to those books. And also it's interesting to see children who are kind of the older end of the group talking about illustrated books. We often assume that children, when they get above kind of 8 or 9 years of age, don't look at picture books. And these children, especially the ones we've seen this year, have proven us completely wrong and have proven media critics incorrect.
In terms of what I've referred to as their evolving quality, the most obvious thing that has happened, I suppose, is in the area of illustration, where really we now are of world standard. Frankly, I tend to be a little bit dubious about the use of this phrase world quality, because it involves so many other connotations, but our illustration is beyond doubt of world quality.
One is a market quality award and how consistent it has been, but it's also, I think it's a record of Irish books as a whole, Irish children's books. It's a way we have of going back and looking through and seeing, what was the measure of quality, how were books judged, and I think it's going to be, it is part of the history of Irish children's books.
It's been wonderful to follow the development of all these things, to see the quality rising so much, and if I may say so, to see the wonderful people at CBI doing such a wonderful job of organisation at every level.